Welcome back to Peace, Love and Tarot. This reading is for Cancer, Sun, Moon or Rising, and it's the weekly reading for the week of November 25th to December the 1st. This week, Cancer, we have the Initiation Oracle card. We have some extremely powerful cards here. We have the Fool, the Eight of Cups, Judgment, Six of Wands, the World, and the King of Cups. Cancer, not subtle energies at all, half your spread, major arcana, and very strong ones at that. Huge energy here. Usually the more, major arcana, the more significant the situation and the more linked it is to the big themes in life, our karmic contracts, our life lessons, that kind of thing. We've got strong completion and new beginning energy. I actually really get excited when I see these cards, but I know that, when we're in the throes of it, it can feel pretty challenging, but just know that you're headed towards great victory. I really see that in this reading. So I'm just going to start off by reading out the Oracle card, the Initiation, Rite of Passage, crossing, the Threshold. Some of the most sacred initiation chambers and temples look scary from the outside, but are beautiful on the inside. This represents the journey that the soul pilgrim is required to take to reach somewhere sacred. But only the initiated can enter. Perhaps that's where you are right now. You're being tested, initiated, because you are headed somewhere sacred. Initiations require that we cross the threshold from one world or state of being to the next. We're being called to face what scares us and have to be willing to lose it all in order to gain a new way of being, of safety, of security, of depth, of meaning. Well, I absolutely see that in your cards here, Cancer. The World card is all about crossing that threshold from one chapter into the next. We have the Fool card as well. So, yeah, I think some of you are definitely transitioning from a darker time and a time where, you may not really have sort of knowing, how to get out of this or where to head next. But that is all about to shift for you. So we're going to start here with Judgment and the Eight of Cups. So this is recent past position, guys, but the energies are pretty fluid. So some of you could still be in the throes of this at the moment. So I really feel like recently, some of you guys have had that wake-up call of, what? Sorry, just got some oats stuck in my throat. The wake-up call of, you've had enough of keeping yourself small, keeping yourself confined, keeping yourself constricted. I really feel like some of you have woken up to the thought of, well, I want more colour in my life. I'm sick of this darkness. I'm sick of this situation. I think many of you were in a situation that just wasn't emotionally fulfilling for you. That Eight of Cups energy for me is all about, okay, there might be a certain amount of elements that are great, in a relationship, in work, whatever this reading is for you guys, because it's general. But no matter what way you look at it, there was one fundamental piece of the puzzle missing. This person's got a hole there where the Ninth Cup would be. Nine of Cups is about wish fulfillment. You knew that your wishes could not be fulfilled in this situation. You were never going to be content or satisfied with it. It's like when you're doing that jigsaw puzzle and getting right down to the end and there's one or two pieces missing. You can never complete that picture. And I think you've had an awakening to that. And there's probably quite a lot of sadness that comes with that. But I think if you were honest with yourself, in your gut, in your intuition, you've known this for a while. And I think that you've finally got the courage to know that it's time to turn your back and to start walking out of this situation. Like this person here is literally standing right here and about to begin walking this path into the lightness after a period of maybe, darkness or feeling a bit depressed or down that this situation was never going to fulfill you. Judgment, look, it can be the card of second chances. Like if there's anything you feel like you can salvage out of this job, this relationship, whatever it is, now is the time to review that, to forgive and forget if you need to. But I feel for you, just looking at the energies that we've got here, that for most of you, this is a complete new chapter, a complete transition, and I think the situation probably has completed and the karmic contract has ended, and it really is time to move on, because like it's, with this judgment energy, it is that sense of being constricted, being confined, and when we're like that, we're most definitely not aligned with our highest purpose and not on our life path. So yeah, I think this is the universal wake-up call that Angel has, blowing that trumpet to wake you out of the slumber and say, hey, you know what, Cancer, there is bigger and better things waiting for you, but you just need to see that, and you need to start walking towards them now. And I think some of you might be feeling quite vulnerable, like these naked people in the card. They've kind of, stripped themselves bare and they're offering themselves to the heavens. Maybe you feel pretty vulnerable. You might feel stripped bare, especially if you are leaving a situation that's been your comfort zone, in work, in a relationship, that kind of thing. But know that, that is an essential part of getting to the next part of your chapter. Because, just by, having that realization that this isn't working, hearing that call, turning your back on the situation and starting to take those first tentative steps out of it, Cancer, that's when we see you coming back into your power. That's when we see you this week evoking King of Cups energy. Now, the King of Cups as King energy, he is, grounded, mature, knows when to be dominant and clear and direct, but is also deeply compassionate. And he's also somebody who can sit right in the waters, even if emotions get tumultuous, even in times of turmoil, but he can stay firmly grounded on this on this stone slab here and look towards the future. And if we look at him, look, he's holding that 9th cup. So I really feel that, this is you coming to that realization that, you know what, I think that I hold that last piece of the puzzle, or I can go and seek that for myself. It's about you coming back to the point of realizing you have all the tools within you to find that reality that you so desperately desire. And we have that with the Fool energy here. So strong new beginning energy, Cancer. The Fool is about trusting that path, starting to walk it, even when you're not sure, what that destination is going to be. I mean, you're not sure what is going to be on the other side through this cave here, but by goodness, you know that it's lighter and brighter than the reality that you have been living. And, the idea here with the Fool energy is to make clear instinctual decisions to move forward and understand that, there is divine guidance. We've got Judgment here. We've got the Link to the Sun card. I feel like you are being guided on this journey. The timing is right. You just need to, take the light load, try not to carry any baggage through, and, start out on this new path. Yes, there will be mountains to scale along the way, but, we're not concerned with that at the moment. We're just concerned on getting started on a new journey because, it's time. It's really, really time. Near future here. Okay, so here we see this is success, victory. You've made it, you've arrived. So I really feel that it won't be long before you feel really victorious, Cancer, about, your decision to move on from the situation. The World card, it is our final point. It's the last card in the tarot deck that says that you've made it. You've completed the karmic contract, and now it's time to jump through that Saturnian hoop into your next life lesson, and to be like that dancer who accepts when it's time to flow into the next chapter. She doesn't resist. She just, keeps on moving with the energies of life. So beautiful card, huge completion and new beginnings here. And yeah, 6 of Wands. It's about victory. Victory that comes, after moving through a time of challenge, but coming out of it with your head held high, coming out of it with a sense of success, a sense of achievement. And, the 6 of Wands is somebody who is willing now to step into that firepower, to take the action that they need to change their life for the better and to keep moving on this new path. And, you know, it can be also public recognition. I think people are going to see the shift in you. You might even be commended for, you know, completing that situation, because I think others have realized how hard it has been for you, Cancer. But either way, this is just such a strongly successful ending to this chapter as we move closer to closing out 2019 and stepping into a fresh new decade. So Cancer, I'm going to leave it there. I hope you enjoyed the reading and I wish you all the best with it this week. Keep in mind it is a general reading, so it won't be for every one of you guys. Feel free to leave me a comment, as I'd love to know how it's playing out in your daily life, and I'll see you back here next week for another reading.